In our last message, I emphasized that Christ came to introduce a new covenant, that it would no longer be a system that would represent God on earth. Not the Levitical priesthood, not the system of the old covenant. It would no longer be a religious system. Now it would be ordinary people who would represent him. So his coming was to teach ordinary people how to do that. Simple as that. Now read the Gospels with that in mind. And they'll be new books to you. He came telling ordinary people, you now watch how I do it. And if you believe on me, you can do what I do. And what I do is represent my Father because He's in me. Watch me and copy me. I am the way. Don't look to the system anymore. It has failed. It has run its course. It hasn't worked. It's been abused. God has come out with His final idea that was His first idea. I want to be in people. I create people to be like me so that I can do my work through people. Paul saw it after wrestling for months, maybe years, we don't know. Paul grasped that down in the desert of Arabia. For Paul, who knew all the scriptures, couldn't catch on because his knowledge of religion blinded him from his rapport with God. He couldn't see God touching people except through a system. But wrestling with the issue and praying over the issue and researching the scriptures, Paul boiled it down to one line. He said, the bottom line is this: of all of my revelation, it's Christ in you. That's what gives hope to the world. There is a status, there is an esteem, there is a rapport, there is a relationship, there is a contact level available to anybody, and it'll come through Christ. And Jesus came to show us how, and now He lives in us. Jesus' ministry was to show people how God lives in human persons, not in a system. What I'm sharing with you, some of you, there might be some, I don't feel it, and I would think not, but there could be some that would say, Brother Osborn, this is message number 6, and you're saying some of the same things again. I heard a pastor, I read a very wise pastor's article in Charisma the other day, and he emphasized anything that you want to tell a congregation, you must tell it the same at least 4 times. At least. To cover them all. Then tell it more if you want them to really get it. This church is birthed on the idea, behold the Son. 34 times we preach consecutively. There's one thing I've learned in life. Repetition is the greatest art of communication. In America, we miss that value, and we go through life oft times with our minds in a muddle, no commitment, no decision, no solidity, because we live where there's a spectrum of options before us all the time. They dance before our eyes on TV. We're trained to only think little short thoughts, hear little short sentences, and they must be new or we'll turn them off. So we miss the good part in the gospel. And in the church, many times, we can become people who flit here and there and grasp little tidbits and live nothing. Never take the essence of the revelation of Jesus and assimilate it in us and become a Jesus person and go out dedicated to help people. That's what Chester has done.